Welcome back to Ultiworld's coverage of the USA Goaltimate National Championships here in Round Rock, Texas. We've reached the end of our coverage, the final round. This is the men's division final between Austin Scrubs and Boston Booston. We are in for a heck of a matchup here. I'm with James Kim.
Yeah, so here, Scrubs this year took the 2 seed away from Boston. Booston being ranked 3rd. In front of us as we see the path that both teams took to get to this point. The last 4 teams being the top 4 seeds coming into this weekend, ending as the last 4 seeds as the top 4 seeds of the weekend, and we'll see who ends up number 1.
2 close semifinal battles. Should anticipate a pretty close final here. We hope we get a good one. We were in sudden death with our last men's division round game as the horn blows and play starts. Austin Scrubs looking to clear before they can make their first scoring attempt. BJ Sefton behind the goal to Joey Wiley. Wiley looks off. Broadbeck elects to go to Bowman instead. No path beyond their own arches yet here. Great defense from Booston.
Booston using the hoop in their defense, trying to use the hoop to continue to expand the amount of defensive pressure they can exert.
And we already see a sub here on the first possession as Booston's defense proves too much for Scrubs this time around. Ned Dick on hand, doesn't get the block, but applies the pressure, and Booston on the offensive. Disc with Leo Blueston right now. He works it around to Davis Whitehead. Whitehead finds Tyler Chan. Booston controlled here. Tyler Chan almost cannonballs it in. Can't quite get his feet all the way across. So does Booston.
Tried to dump it off for Blueston to hopefully pop in, but he could not. Carter unable to bring that in.
Yeah, those cannonball cuts can be such an asset, turning somebody who seems like they're in position for a reset into an offensive goal-scoring threat in just the blink of an eye. Booston tried to capitalize on it, but came up inches short on both of their attempts.
They did, and that is Joey Wiley there with the disc currently.
Garrett Wilson, actually.
My apologies. Brandon Dial with the disc, know him as another one of the 4 of us organizers behind USA Goaltimate.
That's right. I think it lends credibility to the event that in both of the finals here, we have had organizers of the tournament playing for one of the teams. We just saw Caitlin Lisk win the women's division championship with KC Mahomes. Now we have Brandon Dial here playing with Austin Scrubs.
When you say lends credibility, you mean they know that the tournament is in good hands because it's organized by such good players? Is that?
That is what I mean.
Okay, all right.
James, yeah. I know if you were out there this weekend, you'd be playing for a championship too.
NYC Goalty, unfortunately, this year not able to bring a squad despite the no qualification nature of this tournament, but we'll be back next year.
Scoring attempt by Dial gets blown away from the arch, but Scrubs retain possession. Work it to Westbrook. Westbrook working with Garrett Wilson.
Trevor Elam there also in the mix.
Fakes the scoober, sends it to Mick Walters instead. Walters with a number of release points. One of the most creative throwers. Westbrook hits Elam in the gut. You hear the crowd reaction there as Elam drops what should have been a sure goal. We are still at zeros here.
As we see that replay. Oh, and Westbrook finds Trevor just open there on the left side. Gotta bring that in.
Gotta bring that in. Booston with the disc now. Let's see if they can take the first lead of the game. Ned Dick, quick flick pass to Blueston. Blueston gets hand blocked, recovers his own pass though on the tip.
You know, these players are just such incredibly quick twitch players in terms of their acceleration. Ned Dick unable to bring the disc in the same spot where Trevor Elam was unable to do so just seconds before as we see that replay. Yeah. Now both teams had opportunities. Who's going to turn in the first one?
That's the Bermuda Triangle of the parabola there. Throws go there and they don't come back. Mick Walters with a no-look reset back behind the arch to Wiley. Works it up to Wilson, around to BJ Sefton, one of the legends of Goaltimate here.
BJ really is sort of eponymous with Ultimate. There are a number of names. And there is the first blood drawn in this game.
Flamingo,
this replay.
Flamingo flick from Walters there, lifts one leg, doesn't put the other one back down, and knifes a flick in for the goal. Austin are on the board. They take a 1-0 lead.
Edward, it's not fair to be as tall as Mick is, and also to have all those release points, and he's got it all.
And to be so stylish with that bucket hat. I don't know how it's staying on his head in this wind as we see another scoring attempt. Broadbeck with the blade to the back of the parabola for Dial. Dial raises his hand in admission, hey, I should have caught that.
In case there's any doubt in terms of who should have caught it, but we always love to see it.
We talked about bucket hats. There's another accessory note here. The fashion reporting of the field. Brandon Dial notably playing in flat shoes rather than cleats, as we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and I've been hearing from my sources that that's a trend that BJ brought to the Austin scene when he moved here. Wow.
Reese Bowman gets all of that block. What trend is that, James?
And that trend is the cleatless sneaker shod way of playing Goaltimate.
Seems to be working for Dial. He's here in the finals with it. Of course, many of his teammates wearing cleats here, so it's not a one-size-fits-all. But this shoe does seem to fit, so he's wearing it. Reese Bowman looks for Dial, finds him. Dial fakes a nutmeg pass before resetting to Garrett Wilson, who just came on the field with a substitution. Scrubs in good position here to get their second goal of the game. They work another sub as Wiley speeds onto the field, cuts back for a reset, and almost sneaks a throw by. That was a great play to get the block.
It really was. I think we see Carter Thalen on this replay just instantly react, going down to the ground, doing what he has to get that deep.
Yeah, Boston's defense was the story of how they made it this far by holding off Seattle throughout the semifinal match. Now they're keeping Austin from opening up a bigger lead. So we see a scooper from Nick Walter to a leaping Joey Wiley across the line for a clear.
Wow, both those throws by Mick to clear it and then BJ to try to find Mick again. Just wild shapes, but these are talented Capinos, forgetting that he has to catch the disc before he turns around.
Scrubs back with the disc. They're winning the time of possession battle, which can be so important. If your opponent doesn't get the disc, they can never score.
No, and you see BJ, he's always so expressive there on the field with his body language. I've never played on a field with him, but I can just sort of tell, you know when someone communicates like that, both verbally as well as with their body, exactly what they want and what they're looking for.
Yeah, not just on offense, but on defense there, as you see him pointing, telling everybody where to go. A consummate field general. Scrubs with the disc after an unsuccessful Boston scoring attempt. Dial runs on to collect a pass. Gets it from Walters. Bowman across the line for a clear.
Edward, do you think there's some jitters at play today with the dropsies we've seen from both teams?
You know, I don't know. I haven't played in a national championship final level event, but I would hope that I personally would just think this is another game, and I expect that's how these players are approaching it.
I'd say so as well.
Dial pushes wide. Yeah, good move to open up the backhand side of the field. Wilson working with Westbrook to get the clear.
3 players for White subbing on right there.
Nifty catch on a wobbly disc there by Sefton. He comes barreling into 2 defenders to try to move the wall. He almost got an opening there, but they held their ground.
Wow.
Garrett Wilson throws behind the defense for a scoring attempt. It's tipped. He catches his own pass. Scrubs with another attempt there.
Wow.
BJ looking one way, falling another, and somehow getting a forehand off to Wiley in the goal. That is absolute trickeration from the master of trickeration himself, Joe BJ Sefton, with one of the throws of the tournament there. I hope we get another look at that one.
Unreal.
Austin Scrubs take a 2-0 lead.
Look at that. BJ falling one way, throwing that flick the other way. Everyone liked that.
A great reaction from the crowd here. This is the only game left going on at the complex. So everybody here is watching Mick Walters catch that disc. They let up a roar. Nice blade there from Joey Wiley, who takes a well-earned substitution afterwards. Austin Scrubs in control of this game. Boston's defense has done nothing to slow down this Austin attack so far.
Yeah, Boston's got to try to put one in. Wow, there Trevor goes with the no-look, hands up in the air. Good and or lucky.
Elam back to Dial. Dial up to Sefton. Sefton dialing up another no-look pass. You never know where he's gonna throw it. As Broadback fires in a low backhand to Elam. They're up 4-0. Austin Scrubs putting on a show here.
Everyone pointing on defense, everyone talking. Exactly what you want to see.
All right, Boston need to get on the board here. There are about 5 minutes left in the half. They're trying to collect themselves. It's so hard given the fury of the wind and the fury of this Scrubs attack. Capinos and Chan working in the backfield.
You know what I'm remembering right now? Carter, as he rifles a throw through, hoping there's the receiver there. There was not, and so all four will go off wholesale. You know what I was going to say, Edward, is that last year's semifinals featured both of these teams. And I saw Scrubs play perhaps the hardest defense I've ever seen on the Goaltimate field for 2 halves. They were not able to come away with the game, but Boston looked a little gassed in their final against Seattle, and I think it was because of the defense they faced in that game. Here, Austin showing that they've got the offense to match.
Joey Wiley is in scoring position with the disc, finds Bowman coming out from behind the goal for a reset pass. Garrett Wilson just hanging out, making space, throwing high throws to Walters. You expect Walters to bring that down. He knows he should have. And that disc rolls all the way to a free clear for Booston.
All of Austin subs off, but Mick there. Seems like Mick wants to redeem himself.
Incredible throw from Chan, leading Davis to the goal. Davis Whitehead can't quite bring it down. Scrubs back on the attack here. Good job by Elam to keep cutting, moving the defense on his way to taking a sub. There's kind of an art to taking your subs, isn't there?
Oh, there absolutely is, you know. There's just so much of a feel as Blueston just snatches that disc away. That's mine, give me that.
Leo Blueston tooting the horn on the pain train. Boston trail 4-0 with 3 minutes left to play. Disc centered with Ned Dick. He's working with Carter Thalen. Likes to go across to Chris Wade instead. Ned leaning into the defense as he holds the disc to try to create space for himself. Space so valuable when there isn't much of it.
I saw BJ there playing defense, putting a light hand on the back of the person he's defending. You know, obviously not trying to push too hard, but just sort of let them know, hey, I'm right here.
Boston miss on another scoring attempt. They've had a couple close ones, but for the most part, they've been well outside of where they want to be. There's going to be some recalibration after the half for sure. They are doing a good job here trapping Scrubs, and they get a mistake out of it. They didn't give up an easy clear, and they rewarded themselves with the disc.
As you see that replay, let's see now if Boston can do the second part, which is score.
Double horn blast, you probably heard in the background, indicates that there are 2 minutes left in the half, as you can see from the game clock. Pillsbury, a big gainer to Chan, who resets. Looking for Blueston up the front. He can't quite jump it across the line. He's double teamed. Push pass back to Pillsbury, across to Chan.
We've seen the same line in the previous semis game as well as this one. Seems like they are quite comfortable with each other, these four.
Only another execution error as Pillsbury drops the disc straight to his chest, coming in from Blueston. Booston are looking exhausted out there on defense. Bring in a big man, Capinos, for a sub.
You know what's funny, Edwards? I remember when Capinos was a young athletic cutter on Boston Ironside, known mostly for his receiving and cutting skills. Here he is playing Goaltimate, the game of throwing kings.
Yeah, maybe not Ironside, but still got a fire inside, as they say.
Fire never dies.
Wait, looking for options, has very little. Finally finds Ned Dick on the left side of the screen. Reset to Capinos. They've got about 35 seconds to try to get something going. Ned Dick calling a foul there on Joey Wiley's mark. Or maybe Joey Wiley called a travel.
Also, this is a little bit tough for viewers to see right now from your main angle, but the wind is pushing the hoop a good half yard away from your angle right now. You see it at this current angle that you see on the screen, even better from this angle. This has the effect of, wow, making the hoop a little bit shorter.
Dick just muscles a backhand around for the first score, and Boston get on the board just as half expires.
Boston on the board right as time expires. They are still in this. They are not going to go away without a fight.
And Dick coming off the field after that half with a fist pump. He knows that his team needed that last goal. See a few of the highlights on our way into the halftime break. Good game so far. A couple drop discs from Boston kept them off the board. It's now a 5-1 lead, and we'll be back in 2 minutes with the final half of Goaltimate.
3 seconds in the goal area on offense.
Let's begin now.
To limit physical contact in Goaltimate, the offensive receivers may only remain in the goal area for 3 seconds at a time. After 3 seconds, the receiver must clear all points of contact inside the goal area in order to reset the 3-second count. If a receiver catches a disc after their 3 seconds has expired, they maintain possession of the disc, but no goal is awarded. Defenders may count an offensive player's time in the hoop by calling
Goal 1, goal 2, goal 3.
picks and screens. All Ultimate players are conditioned to avoid picks at all costs.
Pick, pick, pick!
However, Goaltimate is a controlled contact sport, and intentionally positioning your body in the way of a defender is not only legal, but encouraged. The legal positioning of your body to stop a defender's movement is called a screen. The illegal positioning of your body to stop a defender is called a pick. Huh? Let's explain. A screen is made by setting both your feet and arms shoulder-width apart and stopping all motion. In general, screens must be set at minimum 1 foot away from a defender, allowing the defender to see the screen and allowing them time and distance to move around the screen. A pick, or illegal screen, happens when the offensive player doesn't set their feet first, uses their arms to inhibit movement of the defender, or is still in motion. Defenders can call a pick violation by yelling pick, just like in Ultimate. If a pick is called, offense retains possession, but does so at the apex of the goal area, or wherever the call was made, whichever is least beneficial.
Welcome back to the final half of the USA Goaltimate National Championships here in the men's final. Austin Scrubs lead Boston Booston by a score of 5-1. Booston just got on the board as the first half expired.
They did, the first half may not have gone their way, but the way that it ended was exactly what they wanted. Getting on the board as Pils throws a big clear to Tyler Chan, brings that disc in.
Yeah, good job from them to get that disc clear. And, we saw that highlight package right at the end of the first half as we were going into break and saw a number of Boston drops. You have to think that it wasn't their offense that was a problem so much as it was just that last little bit of catching the disc. What do you think they'll need to do to make the change to finish some of those scoring drives this time?
As cliche as it is, they'll have to catch the disc. And I think they've been catching it more. We saw both teams have some dropsies as Dial throws quite a barbecue backhand. I understood why he threw that, but maybe there was a better option.
It was a bit of a punt late in the stall
It was.
count as
Oh,
well.
yes.
So maybe it would have been better if he just dropped the disc from where he was and helped put on a double team. Either way, Boostin have the disc. Boostin not boosting it right now, taking the short passes, as you'd expect. Ned Dick, that's exactly how he led a Brown team to the national championship, leading short passes on the D-line. He stays with that catch that was almost right into his neck.
Capinos has got to move a little bit more. I see him sort of standing around a little bit. They need him to move and to be a threat.
Well, he might just be lurking right now. I agree with you in principle. He may have some other thing he's working on right now, though. He posts up, though. Capinos telling Davis Whitehead, I was open there for the post up, and he's telling Davis as they come off the field, you've got to hit me there. That's why I'm on this team, to be the big man in the goal.
That's right.
Garrett Wilson with the disc in the clear box goes for the long throw. Joey Wiley makes the 2-point grab, leaping over the line for the cannonball 2-pointer. That is huge for the Scrubs.
I asked earlier in this day, Edward, if you thought that we would see someone throw a 2-pointer upfield, upwind in this. We just saw one. Wiley doing a great job scooping that and just bringing that through the hoop with all his might.
Garrett Wilson fired up on the sidelines. He's taking a sub, but he was the one who muscled that flick. That it wasn't pretty, but it made it all the way there, and he gave Wiley a chance. Wiley made good on it with a spectacular play. That's the best goal we've seen this game. Austin now take a commanding 7-1 lead. We will update that scoreboard just as quickly as we can. Boston with a tall task in front of them to come back from 6 points down in the second half. Dial tries the no-look give and go. The no-look part works, but the give and go isn't rewarded as Sefton decides to do something else with the disc. Scrubs center around to Westbrook. Dial looking for Sefton. Sefton pointing one way. Where's he going to throw it? You can't trust his eyes at this point. He's thrown so many no-look passes this weekend. Looks everywhere.
There's another one.
Another one bobbled by Westbrook before he can bring it down. Retains possession. It's not a goal.
BJ can't be trusted at this point, you know. If you're on the defense opposite BJ, you do not trust where he's looking or not looking. That is of no importance to you.
The least trustworthy player at the field complex for sure. What's he gonna do now? Nothing. Just dump it back to Walters, but he's a threat every time. Walters with the blade attempt. Elam almost catches the first tip, tips it himself, and Whitehead knocks it away.
Great job by Whitehead to see that disc up in the air, slap it down immediately. Everyone's got to be focused.
Booston trying to work through. They have plenty of time to make a comeback. Just a lot of scores to get without giving up anymore. Ooh, sneaky hand down from Walters. Almost got a hold of that last clear pass.
It'll be interesting to see this Walters-Capinos big man matchup. How they move. I mean, they got switched here, but always interesting to see what players who aren't, super small, wily handlers will do on a Goaltimate field.
And they've switched back now. We've got the matchup you were talking about. Capinos almost had a window. Almost had a window a second time. Threw it the second time. Broadbeck closed the window on Hillsbury.
As you see that replay, Walter with the long length tries to hit Pillsbury. There's an extended discussion here.
Do you have any idea what this discussion is about? I'm not sure that I do. Oh, I see. There was a defensive goaltending call away from the play. Chris Wade is saying that Reese Bowman was in the goal area for 3 seconds without being within arm's length of anybody, and that is negating the turnover. It does indeed look like Capinos is going to get the disc at the top of the key.
Yes, as we see that replay. Of course, the crowd here has a bunch of opinions on every single call.
Capinos posts up. Capinos wants the disc. Dick throws it to him, and he can't hang on. Tried to corral it with the crook of his elbow there.
That was really, really close. They really needed that. Amazing grab there.
Doesn't go anywhere though. Bowman hangs up the throw afterwards after the crowd pleaser. Tyler Chan with the disc. Boston subbing out, so they don't have enough receivers in the area. He almost got stalled there. Throws a laser of a hammer that Blueston can't hang on to.
And part of the issue there was that Tyler was looking for an option, but the last player had subbed off, and the new sub had not come on quickly enough, so Tyler already knew that his 2 options on the field were covered. What do I do? Try to force it to one of them.
Blueston disc here after a Scrubs error. Scrubs starting to play a little loosey-goosey with the disc. They can afford to with a 6-1 lead, but only so far. Ned Dick fakes the cut to the goal, comes back, gets it, releases to Chan. Chan right into the bread basket.
Yeah,
Carter Thalen.
Carter was unable to bring that disc in. That second chance sailed way too far away for him. He had to have brought in that first one.
Another drop disc from Blueston. That has been the unfortunate story of their game here so far. Full field Scoober, another crowd pleaser from BJ Sefton.
Selling out the bodies here. You gotta risk it to get the biscuit.
What a poet you are sometimes, James.
Great D there by Scrubs.
Great sub on there by Blueston to come jump in the way of a reset, but Scrubs work through it. They've got the disc here, and with 7 minutes, just over that actually, they've still got the lead. They've got possession, and they don't have a reset. Ooh, close there from Tyler Chan.
Tyler saw that the whole way, sold out immediately. You need quick twitch muscle fibers to do what we just see here on this replay. To react that quickly at a moment's notice, get that D.
Unbelievable block there from Chan, and what's remarkable is that he just sold out 2 throws before that to almost get his hand on another one. He's dialed in right now. Thalen from the center of the field hits Chan in the chest. It's too hot to hang on to. Blueston, another unlucky drop.
They have their chances. It's right there. It's right there within his hands. I mean, Tyler looked like he wasn't expecting it, but still did hit him in the hands. Would have been a goal.
These guys are just not performing quite at the level they need to. This is not championship level catching.
Nor was that throw, to be honest, with how floppy it was, but it does work.
Walters trusting his receivers to do the work. Bowman catching another tipped hand block pass. Resets to Westbrook, looking for Wiley. Boom. Westbrook fakes the throw to Wiley. Bowman barrels in from lurking from behind the goal. That is another Scrub score.
Owen Westbrook rifling that flick in there for the score on the left side of the hoop. As we see this replay, just jams it in there. That's exactly what he had to do with that speed, that shape.
Yeah, there are few players in all of disc sports who can throw a forehand of an ultra star as hard as Westbrook can. He's been doing it on big field ultimate forever. He's showing how useful it can be in small field Goaltimate as well.
I think there's going to be a call here about the Scrubs player falling onto Whitehead's back.
Yeah, great open field tackle there by Broadbeck. Not completely legal, but good form all the way through. Offense gets to choose whether to take that disc where they were at the top of the key. They take it at the top of the key, and that's a Boston score. Relatively easy one. Tyler Chan just flips it into Whitehead for the goal, and that is their second goal. Boston trails 7-2.
You know, sometimes you see that the defense is caught a little bit napping after their stoppage, and that's exactly what happened there. Offense saw what they wanted and took it.
Dial back on the field for Austin here. Full 360 pivot while he looks for a reset. Finally finds Wiley there. Wilson playing his game of just hanging out kind of behind everybody. 3 nutmeg fakes from Dial there. Looks for Wiley, and they give it up again.
That was a great scoop there by Dial to throw that disc up, give Wiley a chance to cannonball towards the hoop. Could not have scored that, but to get into a scoring position, Wiley, unfortunate there, unable to bring in that disc.
Yeah, you're right. Dial with a couple of great plays to get off throws. What looked like there weren't any possible throws to get off. Disc with Pillsbury, moves it around to Blueston, up to Thalen. Defender down, and that is what you were looking for as an offense. Defender down, out of position. Boston gets their 3rd goal of the match.
In that same spot over there, the goals are coming fast now.
Yeah, they seem to have made their peace with whatever they needed to do with their hands. Pillsbury doing a good job to keep his toe in for that 3rd goal. 3 minutes remaining, though. Boston need to score and score quickly as they still trail Austin Scrubs 7-3.
To do that, they'll have to ramp up the defensive pressure here. It has to be a conscious mindset shift for them to do it. This is, however, the end of the last game of the tournament. Do they have the legs to do that? Tyler snatches that disc away to net.
Tyler Chan, I was just about to say they've got their 3 best matchup defenders in Dick, Chan, and Whitehead on, plus their biggest body in Capinos. They're thinking with the defensive mindset. They got the disc. Now they try to score as Dick works it up the center for a give and go with Whitehead. They are back on the board. The lead has been cut to 7-4. Excellent stuff. Whitehead scoops one off the turf, throws OI blade from his butt back to disc. Boston on the attack again. We might have a comeback in us.
Whitehead was feeling himself after that most recent assist. Did it with the backhand, thought he could do that with the forehand, just a little bit too much there.
Westbrook picking up from the coffin corner. 2 minutes left as we hear the horn sound twice. It's Westbrook and Wilson walking the disc up the field. Elam comes back, he's double teamed. Gets out of it and gets the clear.
Great job by Elam to find that open space to be able to get that disc on the other side of the field.
Sometimes in Goaltimate, it's better to work backwards to get forward eventually, and that's what he did.
We gotta be tight. We gotta be tight. Tighter guard.
Westbrook and Broadbeck now. Now Westbrook comes off. Broadbeck works with Dial. Dial did not really have a window there, and Pillsbury punished him for that throwing attempt. Pillsbury back across the field, up to Chan. Chan playing a lot of points here down the stretch for Boston.
Shoot the 2. No, move it back and shoot the 2. All right, well, they're not listening, but.
Yeah, Coach Kim up here, begging for the 2-pointer. Boston not obliging. Davis falls down, gets off a backhand. There's plenty of space there for somebody to catch it, just no receivers in the area.
Not that time.
Boston setting a wall. Tough catch from Bowman, sliding on one knee. I bet he's glad he wore pants today. Bit of a no-look flip cross-field backhand to Wiley.
Incredible throw, using the wind that time to just loft up to the other side of the field. Amazing.
BJ crying age perhaps as he can't quite pursue that one all the way to the sideline. Booston with the disc. We have 15 seconds left. They do not have a 2-pointer in them here. They might score with a 1-pointer and make it respectable. Whitehead looking for Blueston, who cannonballs across. They need a 2-pointer here to tie the game. The horn blows just as Whitehead collects the disc. I'm sure he was going to look 2 there.
I'm sure he was. Looks like the Chatter's Charm has come in for Edward Stevens as well. What a game we just saw there. Austin, the home team, taking the USAU Goaltimate National Championship in 2024 on the men's matching division.
Yeah, tremendous effort from Austin as they finish off an undefeated weekend and a furious comeback attempt late in the second half from Boston. You have to think if Boston had gotten their act together just on catching the disc earlier in the game, that this result might have been overturned. But hosts Austin Scrubs win the USA Goaltimate Men's Division National Championships. Congratulations to Austin. Congratulations to Casey Mahomes on the women's side, and especially congratulations to a great event. James, you were one of the organizers of this event. How did it go in your opinion?
It went fantastically. What a weekend. As we see there on the screen, this year's trophy, the wooden disc that BJ trying out one of his, it's not a designated spike disc, but what a weekend it's been. It's been, as on the tournament side, we've leveled up, adding a few different amenities, different aspects, partnerships, especially with Ultiworld, through which you are watching this today. The win definitely picked up today. That's something that a lot of veteran teams expect here as we watch this highlight package. Austin really proud to pull off this championship here.
James, congratulations on a well-run event. Thank you to Round Rock Multi-Purpose Sports Complex. Thank you to all our hosts and volunteers. Thank you to the players for putting on such a great show for us. This has been a wonderful weekend of Goaltimate. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you for watching. Once again, for James Kim, I'm Edward Stevens, the USA Goaltimate National Championships. We'll see you next year, everybody.